Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Friday, but just a couple notes. The first thing is it was a pretty low sales day. That's generally what happens to us because it's November 1st right now. So yeah, they have to pay bills, right? Included as well. So it always sucks. And then usually at the end of the month, I usually get like one return. I think just someone has buyer remorse or they didn't do their finances right. It just always seems like always on the first. I remember last night I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep and I don't want to jinx it, but I know that I'm gonna wake up to a return, and I did. It was the two lots of the zombie vixen sprues, like these female zombie miniatures. I reached out to the person and asked them if like I could do anything different with the listing, if I did anything wrong, and then they kind of said no, the kits are okay, but they didn't have enough options for them to customize. I mean that to me is just it was just like sounded like buyer's remorse, which is okay. Like we have on returns, I know a lot of people don't have them on. I think eBay still forces it in certain scenarios. I think for like items not described and stuff like that. So it is part of the business, right? I'm not too salty. I just thought it was like I basically was like I said, I thought I was like, oh, this is gonna happen. I didn't realize like the first came up pretty quickly, and then yeah. All right, I'm just gonna jump into what sold. All right, so the first thing is going to be there's not too many things. These four die-cast metal little airplanes. I always get like a lots of little cars and airplanes and stuff when I get bulk deals from people or estate sales or big baggies. I like to go through them. I generally lot up the stuff. I'll try to look them up individually, but if I see a lot of like like lower prices for individual stuff, I just lot them up and I do pretty well. So yeah, these sold for $22 plus shipping. This was right when I packed up everything, got in my car, turned on the ignition to like go home from the storage unit, and I heard that I saw the notification that something sold. I was like, okay, I'll go back in and grab this. So I grabbed it real quick and made one more item, made it less depressing for today. All right, next thing is a board game called Voltage. I've never played this board game, but I'll always grab unique looking board games. This has its two players. I don't know, it has some pretty cool arts right here. It's hard to see because I have like the baggie on it, but like some cool tarot card arts. Yeah, it says the game of high tension, so I'm assuming there's gonna be some kind of like it's probably competitive two players, and there's probably gonna be like a timer or like a limited resource or something like that within the game. That sold for $13.99. All right, moving along, we have a really cool sale. I was really happy about this. This is a lot of 6-3 World magazines. So I think we grabbed these at Savers like a year or two ago. I think we like stacked some coupons, got them for like 80 cents a piece. Just looking them up generically, they looked like they sold pretty well, but these come with like a CD, right? Or not ours. That's the thing. So when I went back home and listed them, I realized that the high prices were because they would come with like a CD. They still look pretty cool to go through. So I think this is either our first or second lot. So I do think we're in the profit of it. We didn't get too many. Like I said, they were like 80 cents a piece. These sold for $28.80. This is 110 through 114 and plus 116. So I was missing 115. So yeah, it's a pretty cool like magazine. They were really cool to go through. All right, next up is a War Machine figure. This is a Khador figure. This is kind of still wrapped in the plastic. The person just had bubble wrap around it, so after I listed it, I just put the bubble wrap back on. Let's see if I can go through this. This guy is... Oh, I didn't write it down. Alright, this is going to be, I think, a Destroyer. Or Juggernaut. Juggernaut right here. He's metal. Someone started to do like a base coat of red and some gold here. So that's pretty cool. There's like another little piece. I think this is basically his butt, like his little like flap over there. I guess my hands are covering it. They need to re-glue it. I did mention that in the listing. It's not a big deal. I was just too lazy to go get my glue in to fix them up. That sold for $19.99, probably because it's metal and partially primed, so someone doesn't have to worry about like painting all of it, maybe a little bit. It's nice to kind of just get something you can just paint it without having to do the spray paints. All right, moving along, we have, what did I write down on my notes? I don't even know. Oh, okay. I was like, what's D plus D mean? I should have done DND. Dungeons and Dragons. I believe this is 4th edition Reavers of the Harkenwold Part 1, the Iron Circle. Sorry, I had to look at it while I was talking about it. I got this at auction because this is from a starter set, I believe, from 4th edition. There's a Part 1 and Part 2 to the Venture. Yeah, I think I got to bid on it for $5, and everyone else was laughing in the room because it was like missing the tokens, which was like the big part of it, like the cardboard little tokens, I think. And then so people were just like, "Oh, empty box," or they were, they were all joking about it. And at that auction, anytime a bunch of people were like, kind of like, I call it like disrespecting the item, I'm like, no, this is probably good. There's gonna be some stuff in there. So yeah, there was all of the books. There was just literally everything but the tokens. So obviously the tokens were worth the most, but like I already made profit on just one of the modules, and I'm gonna sell the box itself. I parted out the whole thing, and I've had offers on all the stuff. So not like a crazy like sale or like, ooh, I got this like really cool bid. I just thought it was interesting. I literally, anytime like there, like I said, there was just like too many jokes about an item, I bid on it, and I've sold like most of them, or at least gotten offers, or when I went home and looked them up, they were pretty good. All right, so yeah, this sold for $11.50. Like I said, not a crazy sale, but if I sell all of it, definitely worth bidding $5. All right, next up is some War Machine Hordes tokens. Hordes is the fantasy version. I just sold a lot of 65 of these. Sorry, the lighting's kind of bad. These are just focus tokens, and then there's 2 spell tokens. You use a dry erase marker to write down like what effect is happening, like poison, disease, burning, whatever spells warcasters do, and then the focus tokens you place them on your different characters to show like how like you have only so many per turn, and I believe like some of them come back to you each turn. I've only played one time War Machine and Hordes technically, so it's literally I think in 2013 was when I played, so it's been a bit. So sorry if I got that wrong, but that is kind of what those tokens are for, to show like actions, and I know you're limited on them. This was for $5 only, but this was just like a lot of 13, which is cool because like someone paid shipping. Like this is like something I sit there and I go like, should I list this? Like hopefully, like I list this. The answer usually is yes, but I list it because I hope that they do a combo order, right? Because like this doesn't really, it basically adds no weight to whatever else they're buying. But hey, someone still wanted it for 5 plus shipping, so yeah, I don't know. I think these are just, I don't know, they're just popular. People like the official tokens. They do stack nicely. I'll say that for sure. They have like little ridges and they stack on top of each other, and then you can count them from like up here, and then on the battlefield you can like count them easily. All right, that was enough about that. Next up, and the last item for the day, we haven't found these in a long time. This is a cross stitch. I believe this is Dimensions. This is a dog. We used to find, look, it's complete, it's new. Yeah, people love this stuff. This is like a huge hobby. I remember honestly our like first big like just like bulk purchases would be a lot of these at like thrift stores and estate sales, anywhere from like 50 cents to $5. We were paying for them, and we sold a ton. And then I want to say like 2 years ago we found zero. like I guess the jig is up or whatever. People realize. I just currently went to a garage sale. There was actually one like in our like a little court area. I had to like walk in. They had to have the doors open. I was basically in someone's like mom's house, I think. There was really nothing there for flipping. There was like one DVD I thought about, but yeah, I was asking questions like, yeah, the guy was just like, oh yeah, you're not gonna like anything in here. This is, like old granny stuff. This is my mom's stuff. And I'm like, oh, did she have like cross stitch? Did she have like these ephemera? Did she have maps? I'm going through all this stuff, and he goes like, oh, no, we don't have any of that. But good questions. And then either his wife or sister, whoever's with him, she's like, yeah, because that stuff's worth money. That's why he's asking. I'm like, yeah, I sell a full time on eBay. I'm like, I'm just literally right down the street. So I thought that was just funny. It was interesting. She wasn't that aggressive, but she definitely was like, she was more aware. Like he thought I wasn't gonna like any of this stuff. It's like no. But like I said, there was like a DVD at PBS like series. Usually those do pretty well, and then told me to keep an eye out for them. I was gonna offer like $1 or $2 for it. It was sealed, but then I looked at my wallet and I only had like 50 cents because like normally we're not paying with like cash or whatever. And it's been a long time since we've been to a yard sale. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting. It was what it was. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to help support us, take a look at our shop down below. Have a good one.